Oh, Ubisoft. Blech. Assassin's Creed. More like Assassin's Greed, Ubisoft's annual cash grab is grabbier than ever. One of the first things Assassin's Creed Odyssey did when I started the game was advertise its premium Helix credits to me in a loading screen. And when you consider that $60 is only the starter price for this game, that the full experience costs far in excess of that, up to and including over $100, everything about the monetization of this game is a jaw-dropping display of avarice. Ubisoft is capable of developing these massive open worlds year after year after year, and yet at no point have they ever developed a sense of fucking shame. This year's cash cow has gone all out on microtransactions. The store is incredible. 7 main tabs of things to buy, and each tab has its own selection of tabs full of shit to buy. Skins, weapons, maps, ships, mounts, boosters. We'll talk about boosters in a moment. How is this not a free-to-play game, other than the fact that you see a fucking Ubisoft logo at the beginning? Similar in fashion to latter-day NBA 2K games, the storefront for Assassin's Creed Odyssey is laid out like that of a free-to-play mobile game. The Time Savers tab especially has it all laid out with special little resource packs you can buy, and those little stickers near the things they really want you to purchase with best deal written on it. It is utterly shameless. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one hell of a grindy game. Completing mission objectives, fighting enemies, that gives you a pittance of experience compared to what you need to gain levels within the game and unlock abilities. Plus, of course, use any gear that you get in-game, so you're always getting weapons and armor pieces that are a level or two above you to constantly give you something to struggle towards. Not play towards, struggle towards, because leveling up is such a tedious affair. And that's what makes the Time Savers tab in the Assassin's Creed Odyssey storefront so fucking sleazy. I've talked about this with many AAA games in the past, this idea that they offer you choices, options to skip the grind, when they designed the games themselves, so they designed the grind. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a classic case of creating a problem so they can sell you the solution. It wasn't this bad last year with Assassin's Creed Origins, but here this looks like the end game of making the Assassin's Creed series more of an RPG. Make the games grindier and grindier, then give you options to skip it as if they're being generous, giving you these so-called time savers. If you've made a game, I've said this before, but I'll say it again, if you've made a game that people want to pay to not play, they want to pay to skip it, you've made a fucking shit game. Regardless of anything else, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a shit game for this reason. Paying to skip portions of it is a desirable option. And that's not me saying it, that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey itself telling you it's shit. And it's already widely considered a better game with those boosters. You can buy an experience booster, well, you can buy 2 experience boosters to generate more XP and level up faster and skip that grind. And Polygon wrote an article that said it's a better game with the XP booster in place. My mate Gavin on the Podquisition podcast, he paid for these XP boosters, and he too said that they make the game a lot better. The game is automatically worse than it could be without paying for microtransactions, and that is just fucking disgusting. But that's where we've arrived with a lot of these big budget AAA video games. Year after year, we're getting worse experiences that want more money. Every passing year, you're being expected to pay more for less. The Assassin's Creed Odyssey storefront is a dizzying array of microtransaction options. And that's on top of Assassin's Creed Odyssey itself being a dizzying array of special editions. Speaking of special editions, can we talk about the bullshit that is the buy the special edition to play the game 3 days early? It's not early, you're paying extra to not play it late. So most games come out on Tuesday, but they're trying to normalise this idea of Friday releases to trick you into thinking you're getting something early when you're just getting it at the time games normally come out. We can all see through that obvious fucking ploy, but whatever edition you get, you're going to be confused by the amount of bullshit that's sprayed all over the Ubisoft storefront like so much much feces, with no clear indication as to whether any of this stuff can be gotten in-game or not. Some of it could be, all of it could be, none of it could be, as far as I can tell. That's the Ubisoft business method for you. Confuse the customer. Try and trick them into spending money because they don't know what their money's even getting anymore. This is all on top of Assassin's Creed Odyssey having a standard edition, a deluxe edition, a gold edition, an ultimate edition, a Medusa edition, a Spartan edition, a Pantheon edition, plus a deal with Totino's for exclusive DLC, plus an Alexa tie-in, an Amazon Alexa tie-in, plus a whole range of merch on sale. And someone yesterday told me that they accepted microtransactions in games because they were always worried about studios with hundreds of employees making money. If you can't make your money with all of that shit, and you still need microtransactions on top of that layer cake of money, then you don't deserve to stay in business. Sorry, you don't. Somewhere along the line, you've utterly fucked the pumpkin, mate. But let's not forget, the Assassin's Creed series is a blockbuster series that's always making money anyway. It's funny how these microtransactions are almost always in these gigantic blockbuster games that are guaranteed to make their money back anyway. It's not about need, it's about greed. It always has been. These companies do not need these microtransactions, they want them, and I'm done hearing the fucking pity party for multinational, multi-billion dollar corporations. They're not Tiny fucking Tim, stop pretending they are. Anyone with a lick of sense saw through that shallow play years ago. Some people have expressed surprise that reviewers haven't talked about this in more detail. I'm not fucking surprised. One of the reasons I left traditional games media was coming to blows with editors over games like Assassin's Creed Unity. Editors who felt that the microtransactions, the business side of Assassin's Creed Unity, shouldn't be talked about in Unity's review. They don't want to rock the boat with publishers and focus on that side, on what the publishers are doing, just focus on the game. And that's why I'm dedicating so much of this video to the business side, because the business side cannot be extracted from the game, not when it directly impacts gameplay. Not when they've made the game grindier than fucking ever to make their microtransactions more palatable. This is where it was always headed. I knew that's where it was always headed, but nobody ever bloody listens. But there will inevitably be responses to this video saying, oh, you didn't even tell us what the game was like. Okay, let's talk about what the game's like. What do you want? What do you want to know? It's an Ubisoft game. It plays like an Ubisoft game. It's fine. It's like superhero movies now. They're fine, there's bloody loads of them, and they're fine. You can stealth around, you can hack and slash, you get lots of weapons, there's a gigantic map full of stuff to do, an overwhelming amount of stuff to do. But despite all that stuff, it's all fairly samey and similar. You follow people around, you jump off rooftops. It's an Assassin's Creed game. It's Assassin's Creed. It's like Origins last year. If you don't know what to expect from an Ubisoft game by now, you can't even claim to have had a passing interest in Ubisoft games. One thing Ubisoft's been making a big deal about is the fact you can play as a man one or a woman one this year, and they've been behaving as if it's a series first when it isn't. This is like, what, the third time you've been able to play as a woman in the series? And let's never forget that time Ubisoft told us they didn't have the resources to make playable women in games. It's too expensive, it's too difficult. The animations. Way back when I said one day they're going to put women in Assassin's Creed and expect praise for it, and here we are. But by now most people should have worked out that Ubisoft have always been lying hypocrites. You get RPG style dialogue options this time around. Some of the choices you make can come back later in the game. Ooh. And you can make your character as gay and straight as you like, which in AAA video game terms means you just get more people to hit on in a really creepy and appropriate fashion. Whatever flavour creeper you want to be, you can be that creeper, nah bother mate.
I could have died. Without making a name for myself, I'd never be worth anything at all.
I won't let anyone hurt that face.
No pain, no glory.
How about you take me inside and show me a little pain?
And then I can finally follow in the footsteps of Odysseus.
Don't the stories of Odysseus mention how great of a lover he was?
Other than that, it just sticks to the same template Assassin's Creed Origins has, and the next one will do the same, and the one after that, and the one after that, all until the bottom falls out, which one day is going to have to happen. The amount of market saturation Ubisoft does. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a grasping, greedy, shameless, despicable little game. It's immediately off off-putting by the very nature of its business model, and that grind really is untenable. It's fucking indefensible. Ubisoft deliberately fucked up a key component of Assassin's Creed Odyssey in order to sell you a way to fix it, and that alone makes this game truly, absolutely disgusting. Oh, but you do get to sail around in a ship, so 10 out of 10.
I think I can spare a little bit of time.
I plan on taking a lot longer than that.